Hey guys, my name's Crissy,
Hi, and I'm Jackie, and we're from the Chattanooga Public Library.
and today we're going to be doing a So What craft with upcycling t-shirts. So we're going to be making a sassy headband that will look something kind of like this.
Cute.
Yes, out of old t-shirts. So all you will need for this project is a t-shirt, scissors, a marker, and a glue gun or a needle and thread, up to you. All right, so let's get started.
Yay.
Here are all of the supplies that you're gonna need. Obviously, I have my t-shirt, my scissors, marker. I have a ruler out, but you don't have to have one. And then I've got my glue gun ready, and I have a needle and thread, but I'm gonna go with the glue gun technique today. So your first step is going to be taking your t-shirt and folding it in half. And we want to go ahead and just cut off the bottom seam of our t-shirt. Perfect. So while it's still folded up, we are going to need 6 long strips for the headband knot. So I have my cutting mat out, which has the inches marked. So you want them to be about 1 inch apart, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mark beginning to end so that I know where to cut. And once you have all 6, then you can go ahead and start cutting those. Okay, ready? All right, so we are also going to try to utilize a little bit more of the shirt. So you're just gonna cut another strip. It doesn't have to be as much of 1 inch, and it's not gonna show, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So just go ahead and cut another strip. I'm gonna make sure to keep that one separate from my other 6, just to make sure that I don't end up putting that into my knot. Then one more cut is going to be a rectangle. So you can unfold your shirt and cut a rectangle out. If you want to make this into a crop top, what you could do is use the sleeve. It's up to you. So I think that I kind of want to save this shirt for maybe a later project. So I'm just going to cut my rectangle from my sleeve. Once again, this piece won't be shown, so it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. You ready, Jackie? Perfect. So we are going to go ahead and get started on the knot. The first step that you're going to want to do in the knot is actually take all of your strips and kind of put them in between your hands, like so, and stretch them out. So this is something really cool with t-shirt fabrics, that whenever you stretch it out, it goes, kind of curls into itself and becomes this really cool cord. So you're going to want to do that with all of your pieces. And it's almost kind of like a workout. So once you have all of yours stretched out, you're going to separate them into 2 groups of 3, and then you're also going to cut them in half. So just find a middle section and cut them in half. As soon as you cut them in half, 6 very long pieces of cord. And I'm going to show y'all the knot with two different colors. So I'm going to do gray and white, but obviously you will probably have one color. I mean, if you want to make your knot a little sassier, I guess you could use two colors, but it is definitely not mandatory. You're going to take one set of 3, and you're going to make sure that all of the ends are together. So just make sure that they're all the same length. And you're going to start by making a loop, like so. Kind of looks like like a ribbon shape, or maybe like an elementary school fish. Okay, so next step is that you're going to take your other 3 cords. Once again, make sure that they are all at the same length. And you're going to put them in a U shape, or a horseshoe, if you will. Okay, so the next step is that you're going to take the lower left 3 and put them over the bottom of the horseshoe. Okay, next you're going to take your upper right 3 and put them all under the top of the loop, like so. Okay, good. Awesome. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky. We're going to work on our weaving techniques. Okay, so you're going to take the upper left-hand side of the U and weave it over this part, under the middle one, and over the top of the loop. So we're going to go over, under the middle, and over again. Okay. It's going to look something like that. Okay, very good. So, and if you want to check your loop, the best way to go about it is by starting down at your left corner and just going around. So we see that this one is over, the next one is going under, this one's going over, this one's going under, loop around, over, under, over, under. Okay, you got it? Yes. All right, so now is the time that we start to tighten our knot. So this is kind of a process that you pull a little bit at a time. And once it gets closer together, you can start using your hands to pull simultaneously. And I've got 2 different types of t-shirt material, so mine's going to be a little wonky, but as long as you're using the same t-shirt material, it should be fine. All right, how'd yours turn out, Jackie? Looks good to me. All right, so next we are going to grab our other materials and we are going to finish off our headband. But first, what I need you to do is to measure the circumference of your head. So this we're not going to show ours, but the way that I would suggest is if you have a tape measure, go ahead and use that. But something else that you can do is take a piece of string, whatever kind of string, and use that as your guide and cut it. And so that you will know how long to make your headband. All right, so go do that real fast and then check back. So now that our knot has been completed and you have measured your head, you want to figure out where you want your knot to be placed on your head. So I like mine off to the side, but you can put it in the middle. It's kind of up to you wherever you want it, but it is going to matter when it comes to cutting your strands. So I think Jackie wants hers on the side too. Yeah. So you're going to take the measurement of your head. So mine was 22 inches. Oh no, yours was 22 inches. Mine was 21. And you're going to cut the length to be that measurement. So once again, if you want yours off to the side, you are obviously going to want one side to be longer than the other. But if you want your knot to be right in the middle, then do a little bit of math and just cut it right down the middle. And you can also test as you go. You want your two strands to barely meet in the back. So I need to take a little bit more off mine. Really good. I love that color.
Should there be extra fabric at the end?
So no, and you want them to basically just touching. So like when I put mine around my head, it's like barely just touching.
Okay.
So you might have to take up a little bit more
Yeah.
than you think. Because we have to keep in mind that jersey is stretchy, so it will stretch.
Okay. I'm going to take off just a little bit more.
So now the next step is going to be taking that extra piece that we cut and go ahead and do the same thing. Get your little like stretchy band workout in and just turn it into the cord. I'm also realizing that through cutting off all of our strands, I have quite the graveyard of strands. So if you do this project in the future, you could potentially use one of those.
Cool.
So now what you're going to do is you're going to kind of lay all of your cords from your knot in a nice straight line. Okay. And you'll take the cord that we just stretched and cut that to fit the length of all of those. Okay, so take it, cut it to fit. And you can have a little bit extra hanging off if you want. You're going to do that on both ends. I guess I could curl it around so everybody could see both ends. So what we're basically going to do, depending on what you have at your house, you are either going to take your hot glue gun, which is what I will be doing and what Jackie will be doing, and you're going to hot glue these little strips on the ends so that all of your strands of your knot will be together. And if you don't have a hot glue gun at home, totally fine. Just grab a needle and thread and start sewing. And also, public service announcement, please be careful with your hot glue gun. I'm also using a little card to hot glue underneath just so that I don't get hot glue all over my table and cutting mat. So okay, and we're going to let that dry for a couple of minutes so that we are not handling hot glue and hurting ourselves. I'm also kind of tucking my corners in a little bit just to make it like extra secure. Okay. You see how I kind of tucked it in? Okay, ready? Perfect. Okay, so the last step is going to be creating the bottom portion of the headband with this triangle. So if you are a headband wearer, you know there's usually something in the back that kind of ties it all together, and that's what we're going to use this little guy for. So you're going to take one side and your rectangle here and just put a little hot glue down and go ahead and put the plates that we just hot glued together on top of it, and then wrap it around the sides. Like so. And you can see like how I have mine wrapped around the sides, but I still have the other end open. Yep. So we're going to do the same thing on the other end, but you want to make sure that you don't end up having a twist knot. So whenever you do the other side, you literally want to take the other end and go up and over. Okay, like so. And I think that I cut my rectangle a little long, so I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. So I don't want the headband to be too big for me. And you can add like a little extra dollop if you're feeling sassy of hot glue in the middle there, just to make sure that it's super secure. And you might have to remove some of those pesky strings of hot glue, but it's part of the fun. Feeling good? Perfect. All right, so that is the last step in the creation of our headband. So the next part is going to be letting it dry a little bit and then going and trying it on. So I'm gonna let mine dry for a second. Jackie, let yours dry for a second, and then let's come back and have a show off of our headbands. Sound good? Yay! We have our headbands on, and I, for one, am super excited how mine turned out. I'm just gonna do a little close up. Jackie, how do you feel about yours?
I love it. Two things I really like about this design is the first, the knot is still adjustable. So if one side gets a little uneven, you can still kind of adjust the straps to make all the part components of the knot evenly distributed. The other thing I like about this headband design is it's very comfortable. A lot of headbands I don't like because I don't like anything hard, putting pressure on my temples, and this one's really soft. I mean, it's t-shirt material, so it's really comfortable.
It really is. It's extremely like breathable.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a great summer headband.
It is, and today's a warm day, so it's perfect for us.
Very true, very true. So if I were to do anything else with this headband, I think that I would maybe take some sassy buttons or sequins or something and maybe sew them in. But I really love the design just as it is. So I hope that y'all enjoy doing our So What headband craft today. And we hope also, if you do the headband, to take a picture and tag us on Instagram. We would love to see what y'all are doing right now. So thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.